Hi, my name is Michael, and today I'm going to be talking about cell structure and the difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. So first, let's begin with the cell theory. The cell theory states that cells are the basic unit of life and are the smallest living organisms. It also states that all living things are made up of cells, and new cells are created from pre-existing cells. Okay. Prokaryotic cells. They are the first cells to evolve, starting with two domains, bacteria and archaea. Not really sure if that's how you pronounce it. So the basic look of a prokaryotic cell is this right here. Kind of looks like a bacteria. You see it's got the flagellum, and which is the tail-like propeller that gives it its movement, which we will talk about later. So the basic structure, prokaryotic cells do not have a structured nucleus. The DNA is just stranded out throughout the cell, throughout the cytoplasm. One thing about prokaryotic cells is the setup is pretty complex. Most cells usually just have a cell membrane, as where prokaryotic cells have a cell membrane, a cell wall, and some have a capsule. So the innermost layer would be the cell membrane, which we are most familiar with. The middle layer would be the cell wall, and then on the outermost layer they would have the capsule, which is where the I reckon you would pronounce it as villi, which are like the hairs that protrude from the cell membrane through the wall. And then, as I said a minute ago, we have that tail-like propeller called the flagellum. And as you can see on this image, we have the villi, which are these hair-like structures, and then the how do you pronounce this? Flagellum, which is the tail-like structure that propels the cell through the fluids. Now, after that, we have the evolution of eukaryotic cells, which come from prokaryotic cells. It all started when two bacteria cells, one larger, one a little bit smaller. The larger one absorbs the smaller one, which in turn became the nucleus of the next cell, which became eukaryotic. Now, after that, you have the mitochondria becoming absorbed into the cell, giving it its aerobic transformation, allowing the cell to produce its own ATP. The structure difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells is that the eukaryotic cells are what we are most familiar with just the simple cell wall. But inside it becomes more complex as it has more organelles, which we call tiny organs of the cell. For example, the mitochondria, lysosomes, the nucleus, the Golgi body, the SR. Let's see. Next, after that, we have the conclusion. So we will always remember that cells are the smallest unit of life. Every living organism is made up of cells, and eukaryotic cells evolved from the archaea domain of prokaryotic cells. Thank you.